The papal conclave to choose the next pope is underway. It comes less than 3 weeks after the death of Pope Francis. Moments ago, the doors of the Sistine Chapel were closed to begin voting. 133 cardinals will now be sequestered until they are able to reach a two-thirds consensus. Tina Kraus is live from Vatican City with the very latest. Tina.
Cindy, well, history is once again in the making, with cardinals across the continents entering the conclave to choose a successor to Pope Francis. They are now inside the Sistine Chapel. They have taken their oaths of secrecy. And from this moment on, there's no connection between the world and them until a new pope is picked.
The cardinals entered the Sistine Chapel and took an oath of secrecy as they began the process of choosing Pope Francis's successor. In the final mass before the conclave began, the dean of the College of Cardinals reminded them to set aside personal opinions and elect a pope who can see unity in diversity.
With Pope Francis being a more progressive pope, I think everyone's really on the cusp and anxious to see who they're going to pick next.
The so-called princes of the church have surrendered their phones and cut off communications with the outside world. They will keep casting ballots until they reach a two-thirds consensus.
The 133 cardinals come from 70 countries, 10 of them from the U.S., and the vast majority chosen by Pope Francis himself.
They don't know each other very well. Pope Francis called them together very infrequently, only really once in 2014 for open discussion.
A new CBS News poll of U.S. Catholics shows more than a third hope the new pontiff will be more conservative than Pope Francis, while 21% want someone more progressive.
I would love as a Catholic to see more female in intervention in all parts of the service.
The church does not need to fit the age. That's why it's 2,000 years old.
Crowds are watching for smoke signals from the temporary chimney on the roof of the Sistine Chapel. Black means no decision. White smoke means a new pope and a new path for the world's 1.4 billion Catholics.
Few expect to see white smoke from the chimney after the first vote tonight. No pope has ever been elected within just a couple of hours. Cindy?
Well, Tina, how long do experts think this process will take?
Well, if we use the last couple of conclaves as a guide, then we will be here for a couple more days. It took 2 days of voting to elect Pope Francis back in 2013. But it has been a longer path, way back in history, looking back to the 13th century, and we're talking it took a few years. Nobody expects that to happen. But we do believe that we could have a pope by the weekend. That's what Vatican watchers are saying. But, you know, look, I mean, it's anyone's guess, right? But knowing that Pope Francis elected the majority of these cardinals, he appointed the majority of these cardinals, rather, well, it could take them some time to get on the same page and reach that two-thirds majority they need.
All right, Tina Kraus, live from Vatican City. Thank you. And our own Mary Calvi is in Rome reporting on this historic event. Look for her live reports later on CBS News New York, starting at 5. And you can also get updates from everything happening at the Vatican on our website, cbsnewyork.com.